Hey friends, Sheree here. Welcome back to the channel, Gardening at Home with Sheree. Well, we are back to sow some more seeds to test them for germination so that I can share them in an upcoming seed exchange, my very first seed exchange. So in this video, I'm going to sow some of the tomato seeds that are either saved seeds or older seed packs that I would like to share. But again, trying to check germination. So I'm not passing out seeds that are like totally non-viable. So let's get started. Before we start the tomato seeds, remember here are all the saved pepper seeds that I started. I got 45 different seed pods of pepper seed packs started. And so we're just adding the tomatoes to this tray. If you missed this first video where I started with the peppers, I'll link to it in the iCards above and in the description box. And this is just going to be a continuing series. After I do the tomatoes, I have a few more varieties of seeds that I want to germ test. And then we're going to look at all the other seeds that I'm going to be sharing that are newer seeds that I just have a lot of them. And I know there's no way on earth I'm going to be able to sow all these seeds. So they're going to be perfect for the seed exchange. All right, so let's start with the tomatoes. So our first home saved seed, and I have several packs of these. They were all from the 2020 garden season, and I had already kind of broken them up into packets to give away because I used to give away seeds on my old gardening channel. And so I'm just going to test this one pack of these because, like I said, they're from the same season, same crop. And green zebra tomato. I remember, I grew, 2020 was my first gardening season here in Minnesota. And I remember, I grew so many tomatoes. A lot of them you're going to see. Most of these seeds that I'm sowing today, they're from 2020 and 2021 garden season. And so a lot of these are seeds that I bought in 2019 and 2020 and grew them in 2020 and or saved them. Some of them are just, back then, sometimes your packet of tomato seeds would have like 100 seeds in it. And so there's some packs that just a lot of seeds got dumped in. And I have fresh seeds of that variety already. And so it's just like, I just don't need all these seeds. And so I'm excited to share some of these things. I'm sure there'll be people who have never grown the green zebra and might want to give it a try. Next up are the blueberries cherry tomatoes. These are also from 2020 and also have a lot of these seeds. This was one of my favorite cherry tomatoes from 2020. I grew them several years, including last year. And so I have fresh saved seeds for these also. And plus, once I grew it and I really liked it, I bought multiple seed packs, I think in 2024 also, to freshen my stock. And so, I'm going to pass on pretty much all of the older saved seeds, if they germinate well. And I should mention, I think you saw I'm putting 3 tomato seeds per variety in each pod. I should mention that I am sowing 3 tomato seeds per pod, per variety, or per pack that I plan to share. And as I said, I will share any kind of notes that I took about flavor or like the best time to ripen, etc. When I create the little labels or inserts that I'm going to put with each of these seeds also. Next up are also from 2020 purple Cherokee seeds. Again, I have several bags like this, and I have a lot of newer purple Cherokee seeds because it's a tomato that I grow every year and save seeds from. So we'll test this first year growing, seed saving, and see if I saved them correctly. Hopefully I did because I have a good amount of these seeds also to pass on. The nice thing too about these seeds, right, that I'm sharing, they have been grown and are acclimated to my climate as I save them here in zone 4. And so hopefully they will perform well and have good genetics as I pass these seeds on. Next, I'm going to share some of these old carbon tomatoes. I have 3 packs of these from 2020 and 2021 that I'm going to share because I did get fresh seeds last year. It says on here, the Carbon Tomato, it says on here that the Carbon Tomato was the 2005 Heirloom Garden Show Best Tasting Tomato Award. Smooth, large, beautiful fruit. They have more of the complex flavor that make purples famous. And so, yeah, this was a 2020 pack. These grew out really beautifully. These grew out really nicely here in my garden in zone 4. Yeah, really lovely tomato. So I'm going to share, I think I have 2 partially used packs. So I'm going to test the germination on this one, and then I'm going to share all of those if they germinate. And see, I don't know if you can see. I'm going to pour these out into so see, this is what I mean. This is what's left in one pack. And I grew from this pack and the other pack. But you can see you used to get so many seeds in your pack because, yeah, I grew a lot of these plants. I've used a lot of these seeds, and I still have a lot left in these old packs. Now, the new packs certainly don't get filled with quite so many seeds typically. Our 5th tomato variety is called the Abe Lincoln. And again, I've grown this, I think 3 seasons. I grew it in 2020, 2021, and then I grew it again last year. I have saved seeds from more recent years, so I'm going to pass on any seeds that are 2022, 2021. I didn't see any from 2020, so I may have used those all up. But like I said, I have a fresh pack in my seed. Pass this on to some gardeners to try. It says here the Abe Lincoln tomato is a renowned 1923 heirloom, medium large red meaty fruits, has incredible old-fashioned flavor. It's good for slicing or canning. The next tomato variety I'm going to share, I hope to share as long as germination is okay, is this Tappy's Heritage Tomato. I grew this a few different seasons, including the 2020, my first season. Let's see what it says about this tomato. It says here, developed by longtime seed growers Marilyn and Mary Ann Needens. Good disease resistant, great yields, perfect globule shape, wonderful flavor, superb for home or market growers. They grew really well here for me in Minnesota Zone 4. And so I have a couple opened packs from 2020 through 2022 that I'll share. And then I have actually a fresh pack that I bought last year. I'll keep the newer seeds for me, and I'll pass on these older seeds based on how they germinate. The Dester tomato is another one that I grew in 2020, and I'd have to look back at my notes, but I feel like I didn't grow it again. It says here, originally from Germany, large pink beefsteaks reach 1 to 1.5 pounds. Rich, sweet flavor makes it an excellent slicer. Next, we're going to do a tomato called the St. Pierre, also one I grew in 2020. I have this Pantano Romanesco to share. It's a red tomato. This is a big tomato. I've grown this a couple times. So I'm going to part with I think I have 2 of these 2020 seed packs. And so, yeah, I'll part with these. I have several older packs of the Pink Jazz that I'm going to part with because I do have some newer packs of these. This is a big, beautiful tomato. I'm going to part with some of my mushroom basket tomatoes, also because this is one that I have recently saved some fresher seeds out. So, yeah, I'm going to part with some of these. It says here, a favorite tomato from Russia, ribbed and pleated, but uniform and large, firm, flush with a sweet, mild flavor, not very seedy. Next up, I have a lot of Thornburn terracotta tomato seeds to share. I grew this last year and saved some fresh seeds from it. I have several free seed packs in my stack over there. And then I have some older packs here that I'm going to share because I did pick up a fresh seed pack. And like I said, I have some fresher seeds that are saved as well. So let's see how these are. This is a really beautiful and delicious tomato. Grows really well here in Zone 4. I also have a lot of the Thornburns lemon blush tomatoes to share. I have this big bag of saved seeds from 2020. Then I have some seed packs that are older to share as well. Actually, let me put this one back. This is my newest seed pack, 2024. I'm going to test the seeds from 2021 and then my home saved seeds for this one. Next up is a variety called Red Fig. I have a lot of these seeds also. Next is one of my favorite cherry tomato varieties. I like all the candy cherries. This one is the Isis candy cherry tomato. I have a 2020 pack and a 2021 pack. I'm going to share the rest of the seeds in these because I did save seeds from this year, and I bought a fresh pack last year. On the back here, it says, a favorite for the kids, round 1-inch fruit in varying shades and blush patterns of reds to yellow, outstandingly sweet. I love this tomato, and it's just pretty. As it ripens, it's like a multicolored little cherry tomato, and they grow in these little clusters, and I love them. I have this variety. I think it's pronounced Uluru Okra. I'm gonna share this when I do the update, but because I know I misspelled it on the bag, but I have fresh packs of these seeds, and I still have, I think I sold just a couple seeds in 2024. And so I have a few of these packs of saved seeds because this was a really great performing. I feel like this was a dwarf tomato, so it didn't get more than like 3 or 4 feet tall. I grew really well in a grow bag, and it was delicious and really pretty. I saved a lot of seeds from 2024 of that. Okay, the final saved tomato seed that I'm going to sow today, I have this huge bag from 2021 that's labeled mixed red heirloom tomatoes. And so I think when I was preserving tomatoes, just at some point at the end of the season, I was just putting all the red tomatoes together in a jar, knowing that I would, label them as such. And my first garden year, the 2020 garden season, I filled a big bed up with tomato plants that I grew from, it was labeled just heirloom tomato mix. And that bed was so awesome because it was like, I didn't know what was going to pop up. And some of the things that popped up were, once I then saw them on the picture and I went and hunted them down, they were really cool tomato seeds. I think I still have some of that mixture, some of that bag of seeds. But I remember it was just so fun watching all the different tomatoes grow and just seeing, just seeing what was what. And so, yeah, again, I'm going to label them as such. I have that mixed mystery pepper seed bag too that I'm going to share. And so again, I'm sure there'll be someone like me at this exchange that is like, would definitely grow mystery seeds. So yeah. And I have a lot of them. What I do know is that every red tomato in here was like, there were not cherry tomatoes. They were all bigger tomatoes. And all the seeds were from Baker Creek Rare Seeds. One thing I'm going to share, just because I have a lot of these, are giant ground cherry seeds from 2023. I think I have like 4 packs with this much in it. And if you've ever grown ground cherries, they just kind of reseed themselves. So I definitely don't need to hang on to all these seeds. So test these out. I grew these last year. They germinated great, but I will, again, just for my own sake, test them again before I share them. All right, friends, so that's it. We have another 19 seed packets that we've sown to test for their viability. Most are tomatoes. We have 1 ground cherry, the giant ground cherry seed. And yeah, lots of really cool varieties. And a lot of these are saved seeds from my very first garden season here in Minnesota Zone 4. So yeah, I have another box of 2020 and 2021 saved seeds that I'm going to go through, and we'll do those in the next video, along probably with some eggplants. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all back here again soon.